Hello and welcome to HTC's podcast. We are here to shine a light on Hybrid's toughest characters and relive our most memorable moments. I'm Chris.
And I'm Deacon.
Let's start this thing.
Let me just say one thing. If you put any man, woman, child, or animal in front of me on a mat, I'm gonna take them too. HTC, best team in Australia.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of HTC's podcast. Today's episode is one I'm particularly excited to have. Somebody that I love, respect, had the privilege of getting to grow up alongside. Doesn't really need an introduction, but I'm going to give her one anyway. We have the Launceston famous, got you already, Jess Nischler. So, Taekwondo Black Belt, Zendu-Kai Black Belt, Muay Thai fighter, Australian amateur boxing champion. You've done it all, and Harry Potter enthusiast to boot.
Yeah.
So, you've done it all, Jess. Today we have had the privilege of watching your second MMA fight, which yet again you got to fulfill another dream, and you got to fight somebody from Dragon Ball Z. Carlie did look an awful lot like Android 18. So, welcome, Jess. I'm glad to have you here.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So, look, we're going to go through the whole thing. We'll talk about your fight. We'll just do round by round. It was all pretty wild. Obviously, want to talk about the weight cut leading up, your fight camp, everything in the past before that, like, you know, the whole lead up to the reasons why you wanted to fight and beat people up, and, you know, who you are today and you know, what's life like now. So, let's start at the start then. So, as far as this fight camp went, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was so long ago now, but I guess most memory I have from it was just the god-awful weight cut and dieting. It was just horrific. I'd never dieted before, so it was a real eye-opener, that's for sure. I think I was on, chicken and rice for months. It was awful. Hated it. But I mean, I ended up losing. It was only 8 kilos, but geez, it was a struggle. Particularly because I didn't know anything about nutrition. Still don't really, but I've got a husband for that. But yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yeah, and I've got some inside info and insights as to how the dieting went for you, and I have some questions on how the sneaky chocolates and beers that you were hiding came into that. How'd they fit your macros?
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot of memories from it, but the most were those times like buying a sneaky chocolate of the big block of chocolate, eating all of it in the car, and then hating myself for the rest of the day. I don't know. Looking back on it, it's kind of disordered, like eating, but whatever.
Oh, 100%.
At the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like never dieted before, so
Yeah, no, definitely.
I was struggling. And the time I bought a beer, drank it, and then stuffed it down the bottom of the garbage so no one would see it.
I think too, like no one really, when I first started anyway, no one really knew what they were doing. And you just kind of like listen to the person beside you or whoever's coaching at the time. Like I got some real bad, like if I look at it now, some of the advice I got over the years, terrible, absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I think if I had my husband, Jack, giving me my nutritional advice, it would have gone a lot smoother, but it is what it is.
They're kind of the lessons, you know?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I'll see what some people do here now and I'm like, just from my lessons, I'm like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. Any other,
Well, look, the other thing is, like, as much as you said you like struggled with the diet and the chocolates and all that sort of stuff, yet again, because your character and who you are, you did that weight cut very stoically. You were the only person not sooking, pretending you were okay with it the whole time. Like, I could see you were suffering, but you were just like, no, I'm fine. Go straight from the hot bath into the sweatsuit and back, and then you've got, like, I think it was that Scott next year who was like delirious and like passing out and looking all vacant and vague, like he's gonna die.
And then Jack in the bathroom, like nearly passed out.
Oh, and then
remember?
like Jack just the weakness in his voice. Was he after an ice cube or was it something else? I can't remember.
Something like that.
Can I have an icy? Oh, his poor little voice. And then he was outside, like patting the dog, just wishing he was going to die. Poor bastard. It was rough. It was really rough.
You'd have people like in the sauna as well, like not that show, but just shows in particular. And they're like, let me out, like you're holding them in there, and they can't come out. Like, you can come out if you want. You're just not going to make weight.
Wasn't Stefan might be the worst for that, right?
Yeah, love the guy, but yeah,
We're gonna have to drag him in and roast him.
Yeah, it's definitely happened.
Shit. Yeah, no, absolutely we will. So anyways, so you had the fight camp, you had the weight cut, you made weight, big showdown in Kingston, before Valor imploded upon itself. So yeah, anyway, it was pretty hyped up because your first fight, you got fight of the night in what was pretty stunning and savage performance. You made a lot of fans that night. So came in a little bit of hype, and Carlie came in pretty much a bit of a badass herself as well.
Yeah, she is.
So it was pretty damn cool.
Damn, she hits hard too. She's for 52 kilos at the time. There's some sting on those punches, that's for sure.
There's not many fellas that you two couldn't beat up together. Like if say you two were like, going out for a drink or a feed and someone gave you a hard time, I reckon you'd smack the shit out of them.
Maybe
Definitely.
not these days, but yeah, back then.
I see you throw a beating on people. You occasionally dust the old gloves off, come in here and show everyone who's boss. And I think it's fun. I love it. I think it's tremendous, especially people who don't know who you are.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, I love beating the newbies up, but but my injuries kind of stopped me from doing it a lot now. So
They might listen to this and they're like, oh shit. And then they realize, fuck, that's why she's so good.
Yeah, that's right.
Black belt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you got, decided like wrestling, gave that a good stab as well. Like did the whole thing. Like, you've had quite the decorated journey along. Since when? How old were you when you started Taekwondo? Actually, before we talk about the fight,
like 10.
like about 10. Because
10.
your dad,
Yeah, wow.
Your dad dragged you along. Was that right?
Well, I think if you ask my parents, they say it's because I was being bullied, but in my memory, it was because the friends wanted to go, but didn't want to go alone, so I went with her, and I stayed, and she didn't, and that's it. Yeah.
And it's something else that I'm privy to knowing as well is as much as like every coach you've probably had since then has been like, oh, Jess is like really really talented, picks things up super duper easy, like fucking perfect form, all that sort of stuff. Apparently, according to you, you were apparently really, really bad at Taekwondo to begin with. Didn't you get some sort of an award or something?
Yeah, I got an award for most improved or something, which is basically just saying, hey, you sucked, and now you suck a little less. So here's an award.
I feel like I got a lot of those. Yeah.
To think how far you've come from that, like getting an award, like, well done, you keep showing up, to like beating people up in a cage. Like, what a wild ride.
Yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And speaking of wild, let's go back to that first round of your fight, by the way. So there was no feeling out process. Neither of your hair stayed in for long.
Nope.
So you said your memory's a bit fuzzy of it because you don't go back watching your fights. But just from your perspective, like just how would you describe that first round, or even the first minute of the first round?
For the first one.
Yeah. Oh, that's in that. Yeah, that fight with Carlie. Yeah.
With Carlie.
Yeah, with Carlie.
Oh, yeah. I just adrenaline, brain switched off, and just started swinging for the fences and hoping something stuck. It was mad. Watching it just then, it was just non-stop. Just absolutely non-stop. And I remember looking at Carlie, and she just looked so angry.
Yeah, she did. She had that killer face. She was mad as.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this bitch wants to hurt me.
Yeah. But she's really nice. We get along, and I message her every now and again just to see how she's doing.
Yeah, it turns out she was lovely, right? Despite
she was
the
super
face.
lovely, yeah.
That mean mugging, like when that was, not on her face, she was really lovely, I thought.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that has to hate their opponents to fight them. I can like them, and I'll still punch you in the face. It doesn't bother me at all. And then go for beers afterwards. It's not about... I don't know, that ego thing. It's just about proving to myself that I can do it.
Yeah, no, very much so.
It's all about me, not them.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's so true though. That it really is. It really is. Yeah, and so like it was obviously such a wild and aggressive fight. Like as you were saying, it's like a lot of haymakers in that first round. That being said, there was a really classy moment where you like literally rolled under a hook, came up and like gave your own hook back, which is badass. It was super cool. Like even a bit there, you were like, oh whoa.
Yeah, I didn't even do that in any of my boxing fights. What the hell?
It was impressive. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And like obviously I was in the crowd watching and it was wild. The crowd was like yelling and screaming. And the clinch knees were like savage. Took a bit of wind out of Carlie's sails by the looks of it.
I was hobbling around for like 2 weeks after that.
And that was both of your first two fights. Like afterwards, that was your biggest complaint was like your knees, right?
Yeah.
Hurt like shit.
Yeah. Because I went to Port Douglas or something the day after.
That's right.
And I could barely walk.
Which is crazy considering, like, in those first two fights, how much of the clinch and knees you used. And, like, where the hell did that come from? Because you didn't even do it in Thai.
No, I know.
Like, I hate the clinch. I'm not doing it.
Hey, I was afraid of taking a punch in sparring, but hell, it didn't bother me in a fight. It's really weird how much adrenaline can really take over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In, like, the rooms before the fight, when you're warming up, like, I've been in your corner before from a Muay Thai fight. You are somebody that suffers with a lot of pre-fight nerves.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the back for this one. Were you really nervous beforehand or just when you walked out or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when they say you're up next, it's like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why am I here? This is stupid. Like, I would do anything not to step in this cage right now. And then you do it. And then afterwards you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad. I could do that again. And then the cycle starts again. You know?
The funny thing is, like, someone watching, I would never have noticed that you were nervous. Like, I never thought that you would get nervous. I just always thought, Jess, she's badass.
Dying.
She's just looking for war. That's what I always thought.
Yeah.
To be honest, like,
Definitely not.
growing
At least
up.
I've got a good poker face, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, good actress. Like, I think you had everyone fooled.
No, 100%. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Oh, absolutely. And what's really funny is obviously we've just watched the fight and got to watch you watch it back and you checking your watch and having your heart rate like spiking all over again. Yeah, obviously it's, you know, due to the craziness of the match. And the other thing that's really cool, as much as the footage that we're going to put in the link isn't great, it's taken from the crowd. Unfortunately, those Valor fights, it's hard to get footage from. But a repeat offender that appears in a lot of the fight videos from Hybrid is my sister in the background. You can hear distinctly screeching. So if you hear that loud screeching woman, that is possibly one of your biggest fans and, you know, gone to Harry Potter dinners with you and all that sort of stuff. Like, she's very close to you and, you know, thinks the world of you. And it's actually really fun watching that back, hearing her so passionately, like, supporting you.
It's so funny.
Especially because it's the hair's out. Like, it's swinging for the fences, like all power shots.
It's a scrag fight, that's for sure.
One of the best. It's one of the best. Now, I know I said the memories are a bit foggy. End of round one. Okay, so end of round one, wild. Did you feel, like, tired? I know you, like, came out with that front kick in round two. Like, was it planned?
I think I wanted to throw at least one, and I was hoping to, in my head, it looked like a super wicked front kick straight for nose, and it ended up not being like that at all. Like, I have a photo of that moment, and it's just my hands are all over the place, my legs not straight. It wasn't perfect, but it did the job. I'm pretty sure I broke her nose with it. But I think that I wanted a takedown, and I wanted to break someone's nose. So I got both in that.
And you did them both.
Happy.
Yeah.
I like, yeah, ask something like Henry. It's like, oh, what did you want to get out of the fight? Oh, I just wanted to feel like, you know, maybe like proud of myself or prove this to myself. Just like, I wanted to take someone down and I want to break someone's nose. I like it. It's a lot more tangible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, if you wanted
Got a
to
checklist.
go deeper with it, of course, you know, you want to prove to yourself that you're good enough, you know, training in traditional martial arts for a long time. It is all about, you know, you have this image of yourself in your head, and, you know, a lot of the time it's not as good as what other people perceive you to be. So you want to kind of live up to that, other people's expectations, which is kind of crappy. But when you're younger, that's a lot of what you do, isn't it, is for other people.
Yeah, because you get told that, like, especially you, like, you stood out like a sore thumb. Like, you were a female in a male-rich environment. You're beating the fellas up, and like I've seen it. Like, everywhere you've trained, everyone's like, Jesus Christ, Jess is awesome, and they're all telling you that. Like,
it's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, that pressure must be like crushing. Because like as a guy, it doesn't like I didn't feel as anywhere near as much of that as what you would have. I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. So it was more out of I didn't want to embarrass myself. You look back on even looking back and seeing some of those wild swings, it's. But at the time, I thought that fight was pretty cool, and I was pretty proud of it at the time.
Yeah.
So you should be.
Yeah, you should be.
Because I remember being in the crowd watching it. It was wild.
So wild.
Yeah. Like, that was what everyone was talking about, that fight.
Yeah, I remember the owner of Valor, like, he like ran by, didn't even realise it was me, and he's like, "Oh, did you see that chick fight? It was wicked."
No, yeah, I was in there.
Yeah, I know her well. Which is, it's absolutely stunning.
That makes sense, though.
Oh,
coming from
yeah, we pick it up where you've put down. But obviously, it was only 1.5 rounds of the fight.
Thank Christ.
Thank Christ, right? Yeah.
I don't think I could have come out for a third round. I was so tired.
It would have looked a bit like a heavyweight fight, I reckon, in third round. His output was big.
Yeah, definitely.
So, as I was sort of saying, you came out, you got that front kick, up to the nose, boom. I remember like the aftermath, like Carlie was obviously a bit shaken up by it. She did keep throwing, like she fights like a demon.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, like obviously there's a pillar in the way of the footage that we were just watching. Going back to my memory, which I don't know what's real and what's not anymore. We'll find out. But I do believe that you clinched her and kneed her in the head.
Yeah, that made it to the next Valor tickets on the back.
Oh, really?
Photo.
Oh,
yeah.
it was too. I do remember that.
I've still got that.
Because I think that...
Poster girl.
Yeah.
I think obviously the kick sort of started it all, but I think that knee to the head was the beginning of the end, because I think she was noticeably rocked.
Yeah.
Then from memory, there was a couple of hooks that landed. Then we see you come back into the picture, and then a big nasty one, bah! And you see Carlie sort of like stumble. The ref kind of come in to save the day.
Yeah, I think it was the right hand that ended it in the end. I think it was left hook, right hand from memory.
Left, right, good night. I've been wanting to say that for so long. So people are like, why did you want a podcast? So I could say this.
Yeah.
Now look, in other news, with these hard-hitting interviews, is all the unrest in Syria due to you, Jess? Are you the cause of the topple of the Assad regime?
Yeah, well, you'd probably know about that more than I do. I'm terrible. World news.
No, but in all seriousness, can we rewind way back? Because we're talking about traditional martial arts, obviously Taekwondo. We're both lucky to get to train with Stephen Welch. Like, obviously respect the hell out of him, and do believe that I've never seen anyone better at Taekwondo than him. Very stuck in his ways. Mm-hmm. Can you share a couple of stories or memories from training with Stephen? Because we do have a few members here at the gym who've also trained national under him. Yeah,
I hadn't thought about it in years until the two fellas that I was talking to on the weekend said they were training at the same time as us, and it started coming back. But I mean, a few of those stories would probably get him cancelled nowadays.
Well, let's hear one. Let's go. Oh, you surely got one in you.
Throw him under the bus. Not like he'd ever hear this, but he'd say things like "straight is strong, students." Do you remember?
I do remember that. Or the other one that I thought was amazing, that the whole room went silent. He was talking about a student had really poor bone density, had his arm broken, blocking a kick, and he's like, "Oh, I asked him what he'd have for dinner, and he said lettuce sandwiches." And then he's like, waits till everyone's paying attention. He looks around the room and he's like, "If I go home and my wife gives me a lettuce sandwich," and he picks the fist up. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Preface this with, of course, he was joking, people.
Yeah. He's a beautiful man.
He wasn't a homophobe and he wasn't a wife beater, probably, but
Probably. No, he's a beautiful man. Like,
No, he was a good man.
Yeah, a very one-eyed taekwondo dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, very much so. Which is probably why he's so good at it.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
Like if he did if he was a bit more open to seeing, you know, the benefits of like, you know, say boxing or Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or anything like, he probably wouldn't have got as good as he did.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not. I remember when I started doing Zendukai, I've been doing it for, I don't even know, under 2 years probably, but obviously my style changed quite a bit, and he picked up that my style, my stance and everything had changed a lot, and he just thought it was the worst thing. He's like, you've gotten worse.
That
But
broke your heart.
I
too.
did,
That was really
but-
sad. I remember you coming home like you were pretty upset.
But, you know, it probably did get worse because in that kind of middle period where you're trying to change something that you've been doing for 10 years, changing how you stand, changing how you spar, all that. So it probably did look terrible. So it
Yeah.
felt uncomfortable because I had these two styles that were like combating each other, and I wasn't able to blend it well back then.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I still to this day like you know, I try and adapt when I'm sparring and training. Like, you know, do I approach this a bit more traditional Muay Thai? Do I go a bit more kickboxery? Am I just going to box this round? Can I bust out any of the traditional stuff? And then trying to blend those together and adapt can be hard as hell, especially early on. And then the extra layer of difficulty would probably come from having two instructors that were both
Polar opposites.
polar opposites to the which is like opposing cults nearly.
Yeah.
Who both absolutely, you were the apple of their eye. You were like the prize student for, you know, probably both Gary and for Stephen as well. So obviously that would have been so hard on you.
It's so hard, and they probably don't realize how much it stresses the person out, being pulled in two different directions, and no matter what you do, you're disappointing someone.
Yeah.
So it just makes you feel terrible no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, if I continue doing one thing, then the other person, you know, is disappointed. But if I stop doing the new thing and continue with the old thing, that other one is disappointed. It's hard, especially for me, who just feels guilty about everything all the time.
Yeah, I remember those days, and yes, I remember like how much of that weight you put on your own shoulders, and I can't remember like when you decided to stop doing Taekwondo.
I think it was, you know, getting your eyes open to different styles, whether it be good or bad. You start thinking in a different way, and I think that first style is you do this and everything else is bad. So once you start realizing that, oh, not every other style in the world is terrible, it makes you start thinking a little bit more. And then when he said that, I think he was saying something like MMA is terrible or something like that, I was like, oh, we're done. I think I'm done with this style. Because it was when we started watching the UFC. So, you know, that's also influencing your perception of things as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just a very closed-minded way of thinking. But I mean, you know, look at it now.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know, MMA is the, you know, most popular sport in the world. Hardly anyone had heard of it back then.
Yeah, we were definitely one of very like few people watching it. Because you were obviously a massive Chuck Liddell fan back in the day.
Oh, and by the way, I was a fan of, who was it, Randy Couture as well, right?
Yes.
And there was another one, I can't think of his name now, but Jack was saying to me the other day, oh, you know, you'd never heard of that person. I said, he was my boy back in the day.
Forrest.
No, not Forrest. Who was it? Can't think. I've got terrible memory for names, but I'll think of it
It'll come back
probably
to you like,
tonight.
that one.
Yeah.
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 Thanks, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think something I've learned over the years too is like what can make a good instructor is them being able to kind of adapt to your style and then be able to help you kind of grow into your own style. I know it's different with traditional martial arts. Like I did karate when I first started, and it's like you got to do everything by the book.
Yeah.
But I think like just training under a lot of people. Something Priscus was really good at. He's like, I never want you to be like me. I want you to get your own style, and I'm going to try and help you build on that. And I think that's a big thing as well.
Yeah.
It's like, and you think martial arts is kind of like, it's meant to be an art, I guess, right? So it's like you're kind of
that's right.
expressing your own version of that art. So to kind of say that it has to be this thing,
You're all carbon copies of yourself.
I don't think that's great.
No, definitely not. I mean, I'm left-handed, and because of Taekwondo, I stand orthodox, and I can't. Like, I find it really difficult to fight left-handed, because you know, as a student of that style, you weren't allowed to stand southpaw.
Yeah,
Maybe they do
that's
have it
wild.
right.
Maybe.
Maybe they do. You overcame your disability.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
maybe you should, being left-handed, you could, if you stayed southpaw, you could have boxed in the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
All the southpaws that listen to this, like, I'm going to smash you. Because it's funny, they all hate me now. Actually, let's address another elephant in the room. Say that you hate standing southpaw. You did manage to win the Australian title predominantly fighting southpaw.
Yeah, true. I mean, that was I'd been training it for a little while because of my boxing coach, but prior to that, I had never dabbled with it before, and that was definitely a period of time where I was most comfortable with standing southpaw, and now I've lost it again. Like, I can switch and maybe throw, you know, a left cross or something, but then straight back to orthodox.
Yeah.
But I remember coming to that fight and standing there ready to go, and I realised she was southpaw, and I was like, oh, damn, what are the chances? And she's professional now.
Yeah, how's she doing professionally? Is she like, know a record?
I don't know a record, but I think, winning some, losing some, but I think that she's getting messed around quite a bit with things. So, I follow her on social media and make sure I keep up to date with what she's doing.
Yeah, nice.
She's a super nice girl.
Yeah, most people that get drawn into fighting are, you know, that like people get this perception of, like, you know, fighters being bullies, but like you'd say 9 out of 10 roughly be the bullied, and the reason they picked it up was because, like, fuck, I don't want to get picked on anymore. Fuck this.
And people that come to the gym and are bullies, they get sorted out pretty quick.
Oh yeah, and funnily enough, like, Jess is one of those people that does it. Like, it's so good. It's like you see somebody comes in pretty high on themselves, just like, you wait, watch this. Everyone has a rest round when you're about to, like, beat up a bully. It's so funny, so good.
I can get away with it because I'm female. Other people, not so much.
Oh, you can smack the hell out of people and no one says boo.
No one says anything.
I know for a fact, because like when I spar you, I'm like, thank God you're 60 kilos and female. If you were, say, like 10 kilos heavier in a male, I'd be unconscious.
I would love to be like Rob's size for a day and male, just to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
Just beat everyone up. It'd be so good.
May I be the first person to say that you're not responsible enough to be dressed as a large male for a day. You'd cause too much chaos.
It'd be fun though.
You'd be scruffing people. You'd be causing problems. I guarantee, like, Jess would be like, aha! I'm walking down the Wellington Court. Come at me, bogans. I can see it now. Who actually, if you were in Rob's body for a day, just you switch, like that movie with Rob. Yeah, you did that. Who would be the first person you're going to try and beat up that day? I love it. Here you go.
I already do it, but I'd love to beat up Chris Drummond as a male.
Actually, watching you and Trusty spar is brilliant, because, like, especially because you're a classy boxer and so is he. I love the fact that it's a conversation when you're sparring. Like, I still remember up there, like, you missed him with, I think it was like a left hook. He, like, did something pretty classy. He's like, you ain't hitting nothing. And then, like, 30 seconds later, you do basically the exact same thing. Ain't hitting nothing. And, like, you know, it's so fun. Like,
it is fun.
He brings the smiles out of you when you're sparring him. He's a cheeky shit. And it's great.
Yeah, definitely. It's good. Just being comfortable sparring makes it such a enjoyable experience. Before boxing, I'd just be terrified of sparring every week, every day. Whenever the sparring day was on, I'd just be nervous all day. It would wreck my whole day.
What do you think changed that? Like,
boxing.
Just because the amount of sparring you do.
Just the amount of sparring. You fight basically when you spar people. There's no let's go light. It's we're trying to knock each other out. So you get really comfortable with being hit real quick.
I think it's similar for me. I think I used to get really nervous, like back when I was doing Zendukai and we just came across to do Muay Thai hybrid. I used to get fucking real nervous before sparring. You'd right, especially because Matt Steddings would be like yelling and like it was intense, kicking the legs in, and wasn't until I took up boxing as well. Went spent a bit of time at Claremont that I actually relaxed into it. I think it makes a big difference. Would you say that's a good bit of advice for people who are like getting into martial arts, like if they want to get comfy sparring, box?
I think so. Particularly for women, I think it takes a lot more to be comfortable with getting hit. But once you realise that you're, not made of paper and you can take a punch, it's a lot more enjoyable. I think getting the crap beaten out of me by a mousey on a weekly basis for a few years really helped.
With that in mind, actually brings me to another question, because like I am lucky to have the privilege to get to teach the ladies classes here, and what bits of advice would you give to these ladies? I know you're not comfortable being put on a pedestal, but like I know that there's a lot of people who do look up to you, as a martial artist, as a female fighter as well. What bit of advice would you give to them?
I think it's hard because, like I said, I think women in general fear being hit more. They don't grow up wrestling, like boys do and whatever. But I think just sticking with it. Like I have a friend, Lisa, and she used to hate sparring. She said that much the same thing I did. It would ruin her day thinking about it. And she got to a stage where she started really enjoying it after months and months and months and years of boxing. And it took coming here, doing the boxing classes, being looked after by her coaches, which was Jack, that she actually started enjoying sparring a lot. And I was really happy when I heard that, because I know what she feels like. I know that being afraid of sparring is a terrifying thing, obviously, and it's something that you're doing and you can't enjoy it because you're scared.
Yeah.
So just sticking with it, picking training partners that aren't going to be an asshole, look after you but not baby you at the same time, and just keep on coming back.
Keep on coming back.
It's character building, coming back and doing something weekly that you're afraid to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like,
it's like riding a bike. Eventually, you'll get it.
Oh, okay, sorry, I can't stack is what I was going to say. But like, as a coach, what advice do you think you'd give me as to help females out? How could I serve them better? Because like I really care about it, and like getting to see them develop it and get confidence, it makes my day. So how can I help the ladies of this gym more?
I guess it's really hard because much like being female, you don't know what it's like to be male, and as much is the same. Being male, you can't understand what it's like to be, a female in this environment. We think differently, we move differently. Like I said, we're not particularly, most of us aren't particularly used to being roughhoused all the time. Yeah. I don't really know. It's a hard one. Besides just telling them to keep on showing up, looking after them. I don't really know. It's a hard one because now I've forgotten what it's like to be that timid. It's been a long time, and now like if I'm feeling in a bit of an asshole mood, I'll just say just toughen up, just deal with it. But that's not fair on people.
No,
it's not fair because you can't if you don't know how and you're scared. It takes a lot of mental prep. Like for instance, I remember when I first started boxing, I'd come away from sparring and I'd just be upset because I lost the rounds. Or I didn't do as well as I thought I should. I wasn't the best, so that made me upset. And I'd come home and I'd cry and it'd just ruin my whole week. And it took changing the way I thought about it. And it took about 6 months of every time I sparred, instead of getting upset, I'd just think about 3 things that I did really well.
Nice.
Be like, oh, well, I know that it might have been just one jab. Oh, I jabbed that guy really well. or I managed to cut an angle in one round. But it was something. Just think about the positives as opposed to, oh, I suck. Oh, I got hit this, and this. And, you know, I'm not as good as everyone else. It's not fair. You've got to think positively. And it is hard.
Did you like come to that realization yourself, or did you like hear it somewhere, or was it?
No, I just really had to think about, listen, if I'm going to give this boxing fighting thing a try, I can't be upset every single time I spar because you're sparring 2-3 times a week. I can't be coming home, and otherwise it's not enjoyable. Like, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
If I'm coming away being upset every single time, what's the point of it?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. So because of that unhealthy relationship you're forming, how close to stopping you from training did that come?
Way too pig-headed to not do it. I'd still do it, but I, you know, it was difficult, but I wanted to make my hands better.
Yep.
Doing that, you know, those MMA fights, looking back, like, hands were terrible, nearly non-existent, and I wanted to tighten that up a little bit. So if you want to do that and be successful at it, you've just got to do it. Just got to do it. And try to be confident when you're doing it, positive rather.
And just lastly as well, because I know obviously you're carrying a lot of injuries, so elbow, I know you've had back problems in the past, and that's probably why you went away from kicking more to punching.
But once you get okay at boxing's fun, and I thought, stuff this kicking business. I just want to punch people, which is a different kind of like satisfaction, you know?
I mean, look, when you're boxing and you match up well with somebody, it is super duper fun. Stylistically, like it's super fun.
Yeah, if you look at it like, oh, you're only punching, but there's so many like intricacies of boxing that when you do manage to pull something off, even if it's a roll under a straight punch, you're like, yes.
Nuts.
Yes.
Do you miss like competing at
No.
all? That was quick. Don't miss it at all.
Hell no.
Did you achieve everything you wanted to achieve, or did you not even have anything in mind that you wanted to? Like, I don't really know that bit.
Well, I've said it before, probably on, you know, some long-winded self-entitled post on Facebook after a fight, but I have had a total of 10 fights, and that's 10 more than I thought I'd ever have. So every time I fought, it just proved to myself that I could do it. So just having the guts to step into a cage or a ring or whatever was enough for me. I never thought of it going anywhere, and I wasn't really interested in turning professional because you're kind of forced to take it seriously. And I don't, like, you know, training is like my life since I was 10, so what's that? Yeah, a long time, 20 odd years. But I don't take myself seriously in that regard. So amateur was fine for me. I managed to scrape together a few wins and a few titles, and I was happy. And by the final boxing fight I had in the titles in Sydney in 2019, I was done. Yeah. I didn't enjoy the experience at all. I'd come off 8 night shifts straight into going over to Sydney, and it was just it was not fun.
So, champion by accident.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, champion because I'm here. I guess I should do it.
I guess I should beat somebody up. That's actually ridiculously impressive, isn't it? That's super duper cool.
Yeah. And I didn't want to embarrass myself.
You know, actually, that's pretty good, like, motivation, isn't it? Yeah. Like, is that not wanting to embarrass yourself?
Like, I didn't even want to go. I was there for 4 days, and I didn't even want to go for a run. I just wanted to sit around, and I wasn't interested in doing any warm-ups. I wasn't interested in going for runs. I just didn't want to be there. But I think it was the 8 night shifts that probably screwed me over.
Oh, yeah.
Just so tired because we were staying in this Airbnb, and whoever had rented upstairs were just partying all night. So I
that's
just
the
didn't
worst,
like no sleep at all.
Yeah.
Bugger that. Oh, bugger that. And I know we're running low on time. Like Deaky's a busy man. I've got work I need to do too. I'm sure you've got stuff you need to do. But who do you think you'd be today if you never, say, walked into Taekwondo? Big question, right?
Probably. Oh, it's such a hard question, isn't it? It's been probably pregnant with like 10 kids. Who knows? I don't know. Like, it's hard because, like, you know, who knows?
Deaky's
Like,
lost his
I don't
mind
even
over
know.
that.
Like, you know, training martial arts just gives you like that. I don't want to say confidence, but like it makes you want to present yourself in a certain way. So if you never rocked up to this thing, how many different things would it change? I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be at my job. I wouldn't be with my husband. Like, I mean, how far do you want to go with it? It's so different.
Yeah, I suppose, because you're right. It's like it's not just the principles and practices, but the people you meet and their outlook on life helps mold you as well.
Yeah, like I got my first job, proper job, because I knew someone from Zendukai.
That's right. Yeah. No,
Tess.
Tess. Yeah. Oh wow! Holy shit! I've totally forgot about that. No, that's really nice and really enlightening. Now, with all of that in mind, is there anybody you want to give a little shout out to? No, I hate them all. Or is there any other little memories you'd like to share?
Memories, so many. And my memory's shocking. I don't tend to look back on things very often. But I guess who I'd want to thank the most is probably Jack, my husband, for putting up with, a girlfriend / wife that fights in such a male-dominated, sport. Putting up with grumpiness and hungry and tired and having to put training before everything. And he was really, he made weight cuts so much easier.
Oh, he would have.
So much easier. Like, I could eat pizza the night before and still make weight. It was great.
Oh,
It was great. But there was a memory I forgot to mention with the fight with Carlie is in that moment, I think when the camera was behind one of the posts so you couldn't see, she accidentally bit my finger and wouldn't let go. And I kind of looked at her and I went, ow. And I tried to pull it out and she said, oh, sorry. And I said, oh, all good. It was so funny. Like, she was so like, full of adrenaline that she didn't realize she was doing it. It was such a funny thing.
I love that. That's so good. I'm glad you shared that. That's amazing. And if I can, I want to share just one little memory as well, is the fact that you and I did a black belt grading together. So that was above the old church hybrid training center. So when we did our Zendukai black belt, what was that? It was a good 2 hours in a hot upstairs, no drinks basically. I remember the main thing I remember about it is basically from warm up on being ridiculously thirsty. That was my main memory from it. But I all the training that led up to it, all the practicing kata, all that sort of jazz. It was really cool to get to actually share that journey along with you. And as you alluded to before, I think a lot of it was the mental side of things. Obviously, training in Zendukai, I think a lot of that was a mental battle for both of us. We did put a bit of pressure on ourselves. We had pressure put upon us. And thank you for sharing that burden with me and helping get me good and get me through it.
Yeah.
Having you as a beacon for technique, I couldn't be more grateful for it, Jess. So thank you very, very much.
No, thank
You've
you.
helped me a lot in martial arts. As I said, you are about as respected as they come through hybrid. If there was a Mount Rushmore of hybrid fighters, I believe you're on it.
Not for my crappy 3 fights.
Oh no, don't you sell yourself short. We won't hear it. I don't think anybody at the gym would either. So, Jess, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Is there anything you want to finish on, Deaky boy?
No, that's pretty good.
Well, thank you so much, Jess. Really appreciate you, and hopefully one day we'll try and steal you back here. Maybe for another one of these would be awesome. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. It was
Thank
fun.
you so
No,
much.
thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.